Well, I'm Martín von Hildebrand, and I've been working for the last 34 years in the Colombian Amazon. What we've been up to really over all these years, it started first with learning from the Indians and with the Indians over the 70s, and over the 80s getting involved in laws and shifting laws in Colombia and getting the land recognized. We managed to get over 20 million hectares of Amazon rainforest recognized as a collective property, inalienable property. It's about the size of England. And then getting together all the NGOs, we got the laws into place, and then working with indigenous people so they can set up their own education, their own health programs, their own self-government. And that articulates with the rest of the country, but it is, we could call it decolonization, in the sense that it is the indigenous people that not only run the rainforest, which is their land, on their customs and on their traditions, but they are recognized as a state. Therefore, their system of governance is officially recognized as the governance for the region. And this is quite unique in the Amazon so far, and we managed to get this done in Colombia, and now we are articulating also with Brazil and Venezuela along similar lines. They have similar processes, not quite the same, and we're starting to cooperate in working groups across the border, aiming at a very large area. To what we aim at is obviously the indigenous autonomy, but also the conservation of the rainforest. This articulates with the whole process, obviously, that we're talking about jurisprudence. On the one hand, because it's a practical aspect, and the indigenous people have a intimate relationship with the rainforest. Their cultures have developed along with this over years, over thousands of years. 6, 8, 10,000 years, living with the rainforest. They have developed a very sophisticated understanding of the rainforest. And that allows us to be inspired. It's something that can inspire us when we talk about jurisprudence. Because the way they understand the rainforest, the way they see it, obviously, as we all say, I mean, they are part of a whole. Our fear and their danger, for us also, is the encroachment of the West over these last corners of the world, be it physical or geographical corners, be it cultures, be it autonomy, that they can handle their own seeds, or they can reproduce their knowledge and their cultures. And all this is threatened, be it by, it can be by patents, it can be by imposition of technology, it can be imposition by genetically modified seeds. All these dangers exist for these people and for nature and for the habitat they live in. They are threatened, undoubtedly. But as much as they are threatened, or in different ways, but they have been threatened by ideologies, and they have been threatened by political imposition, and by exploitation and extractivism of the natural resources, extractive of oil, gold, etc. So they are threatened. And the indigenous people's problem is white. It is the Western world that's going out there. So if we don't try and make an effort to stop this encroachment, to hold back, to open spaces where these people can rebuild their own societies, or they still exist societies, but their political structures, so they can decide for themselves. Open spaces where they can manage their territory, set up their own education, articulated with the West. Of course, they live in the West. We're not talking about isolated people. They live influenced by the West, not in the West, but influenced by the West. So obviously they have to build something, and they have to do it on their terms, and we can facilitate, we can help them, we can accompany the process. But they have to do it. I think meetings like this are important because we all agree, let's try and pull back the encroachment of the West, the encroachment of globalization, the imposition of our way of thinking, or the Western way of thinking, giving answers before people have even asked a question, and give people a space to think and to look at things and accompany them. So I think it's important for them, and it's important for us. I think it's a two-way exchange that we have to establish.